Hello, welcome to Woodfired Weekly. This week we're going to be making buttermilk marinated chicken, and we're going to be making a nice coleslaw with a little bit of an Asian twist to it. We've had this marinating for a few hours in buttermilk with a little bit of garlic, some sriracha and a little bit of cumin, that's all. And that is going to go into a nice hot oven. So I've got the oven sat there with a lovely bed of embers over on one side behind the fire retainer. This is kind of grilled chicken pieces. We got thighs here with their skin on, which hopefully will crisp up a little bit. And we're just going to chuck in some cherry wood chunks here today. And we've had those soaking in a little bit of water because we don't want them to combust. Basically, I'm going to drop them on the embers at the side. So I'll just give that a couple of minutes to come up to heat. Generously oil a piece of kitchen paper and then just rub that all over, skin side up. Little bit of sizzle as they go on there. So those are all ready to go, and I'm going to carefully slide those in. I'm doing these in the small Bushman today, and I'm going to drop on a few chunks of this cherry wood, which should produce lots of smoke. And I'm going to put the door in place so that we concentrate that smoke over the chicken. So that's the chicken in, sizzling away happily. And now I'm going to make the slaw. If you haven't made slaw at home, you really should, because it's fantastically easy. So we're going to make one with white cabbage, a little bit of red cabbage, a little bit of red onion, carrot. We're going to add a little bit of apple, some coriander, a few seeds, a mix of yogurt and sour cream. So I'm going to take a little bit of red cabbage, and then with my sharp knife I'm going to cut it as fine as I can. Some white cabbage. In this case we've got a sweetheart cabbage, I think that is, or maybe a hispy cabbage, but it's crisp and crunchy. Nice and thin. And then we want some onion, and remember the onion is going to be raw in this, and it wants to be really nice and finely cut so you don't get big mouthfuls of raw onion heat, just little bits. So again, as fine as I can. And then carrot's difficult to cut that fine, so I'm going to grate the carrot. And we're going to have some apple. So I'm just going to slice it. And then I'm going to slice it the other way. And now I'm going to spin the chicken round in the oven because we've got embers on one side, not on the other, so we won't have a perfectly even heat distribution. And also, now that they've just shrunk back a little bit, I'm going to separate them on this grill just to help heat get around them and crisp up all the skin on every side. So I'm tossing in a handful of chopped coriander there. I don't think there need to be any really hard and fast rules about how you make a coleslaw. Wonderful colours in there, really fresh. We're adding a mix of a big dollop of mayonnaise and a big dollop of yogurt. Yogurt's just a little bit lighter than having it with all mayonnaise. And then I mix all of that together, and we don't want too much coating on this. Sometimes they can be really overdone. I like just a light coating of yogurt or dressing, whatever the dressing may be. So I'm also going to add to that a little bit of lime zest. And also just a little squirt of sriracha. And that is the salsa pretty much made. I'm going to put a few seeds on top of that, but I'm going to toast these when the oven becomes ready. Lovely bloom of smoke as I open the door there. And then if I slide these out, you can see we've got some nice colour. I haven't really crisped up the skin yet. We've had them in a reasonably gentle oven, probably about 4 Mississippis for 15 minutes or so, and that should have brought the internal temperature up. And then if that's okay, then we'll get a little bit more fire going over the top, get it up to 2 or 3 Mississippis, and just brown it off and crisp up the skin. So we're up at almost 60. So that means if I cook these for another 5 or 7 minutes with a little bit more heat, then we should be up to that nice 75 safe temperature. And in the wood-fired oven, it really is remarkable how much difference a little bit of fire will make. Once we've got the oven heated up, the oven is its own heat source, but as soon as we add even a small amount of fire to that, we can see the temperature come up 100 degrees in 4 or 5 minutes. Now that we've got that fire going in there, we've got a lovely heat over the top, grilling the top of the chicken, but it's not in even heat. So I'm going to be watching it quite closely and spinning it around from time to time. You can see the ones at the back have browned up much more than the ones at the front. Okay, so I've checked those out, and they're now all nicely cooked, and a lovely colour on the top. So there we have our buttermilk marinated chicken with a lovely coleslaw salad on the side. Fantastic for feeding a crowd of people. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like this. We'll be producing a new one every week, and we'll put a link below, and that'll take you to our blog, and we'll provide the recipe and all the details you need to cook this yourselves right there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.